Shadow and Rouge, accompanied with Omega, raced back to the remains of the egg carrier, which was partially submerged in water but still operational. The trio entered the main hall.
Orbot, are you still here?
Yes, welcome back, sir.
Eggman robot, eliminate.
Omega's arms quickly morphed into miniguns as he pointed them at the orb-shaped assistant droid. Shadow and Rouge quickly interjected.
Omega, stop. We need him.
Omega glanced at the pair and then looked back at Orbot.
Consider yourself lucky I feel unnormally gracious today.
Oh, trust me, I feel very lucky. Orbot glanced at Omega's energy core. Wait, is that?
The 7th Chaos Emerald? Yes. I need you to scan the emerald and search for anything else giving off a similar energy signature.
Yes, sir. Omega and Orbot left the room and headed towards the main lab. Shadow quietly began to think to himself.
You okay, Shadow? Shadow Android? Well, it's something Black Doom said. He said no robot could surpass his offspring. I don't know what he meant by it.
He's probably just bragging about all those ugly little babies of his. Shadow let out a small smirk.
Trust me, I fought a couple of them. They fight worse than they look.
Of course it would be easy for you. You are the ultimate life form after all. Shadow briefly turned away.
That's just it. I'm not really Shadow. I'm just an android. A carbon copy. Something that can easily be mass-produced. If I'm not the ultimate life form, then who am I?
Rouge grabbed Shadow's hand. You are a determined and strong-willed person who won't let anyone stop you from doing what you believe is right. Even if you are a little rough around the edges, Shadow Android. The two paused impressively.
Thank you. You know, people have been calling me Shadow for a while now. If you want, you can call me that.
Well then, Shadow, we should probably go check on Omega and Orbot. The duo headed towards the laboratory. The doors flung open as they heard the ending of a presumably stressful conversation for Orbot.
And with this arm, I ripped a processor out of an Eggman's chassis.
Very impressive. Oh, and I reloaded all of your weapons.
Thank you, lower unit. If I ever return to destroy all Eggman robots, you will be spared.
Thank you? Having fun, you two? Oh, sir, Ms. Rouge, hi, so I've been scanning the Chaos Emerald, and I think I found the location of the other 6.
Good job, Orbot. Where is it?
Well, it's quite close. He was quickly interrupted as a large noise came from outside the ship. A looming shadow was eclipsing the sun. What on earth is that thing?
Ugh!
Shadow held his head in agony. He had a strange feeling as if something was reaching out to him.
It's them. It's the Black Arms.
How do you know?
I don't. It's just a feeling.
Well, that's good enough for me. Come on. Team Dark raced to the hangar to find any working egg shuttles. After getting in, they quickly took off and prepared to bring the fight to the Black Arms. As the shuttle flew closer and closer to the comet, hundreds of bird-like aliens emerged from the black comet, trying to rip the ship apart. Omega stepped out onto the wing of the ship and began shooting the aliens off of it.
You are all insignificant cannon fodder to me. Strange. You'd think that their defense squads would be stronger than this.
Should have hired some defense squads for the defense squads. Shadow? Shadow began using the ship's defenses to try and break a hole into the comet, to no prevail. Our weapons aren't even scratching it.
Okay, time for Plan B. Omega, get back in here.
Omega quickly entered the room. Shadow placed his hand up to Omega's chassis, right in front of the Chaos Emerald. Shadow closed his eyes, tapping into the power of chaos.
Chaos control!
In an instant, the trio were transported inside the black comet. The three looked around. The place seemed like an endless maze full of aliens and death.
This place is huge. This must be their mothership. I'd imagine there's hundreds, if not thousands of aliens in here. All the more to massacre. Okay, let's spread out. Black Doom must be around here somewhere.
Affirmative.
Got it.
As Team Dark split up, Shadow began to take down several members of the Black Arms and warping through the comet to try and find Black Doom as quickly as possible. Eventually, Shadow came across Black Doom in the heart of the comet.
Well, Shadow, I've been expecting you. Enough chatter. Your evil ends here, Black Doom. Clearly you don't remember your place, Shadow. What are you talking about? Ugh!
Shadow suddenly had a strong headache, similar to what he felt earlier.
It's futile to resist my mind control, Shadow. All of my offspring are victim to it, you included. But I'm not. Oh, Shadow, you believe Eggman could build such a powerful android, one that could rival my greatest offspring, the one true ultimate life form, born to serve me and me alone. I knew that scientist was a fool, but I didn't think it would rub off on you, Shadow. Scientist? Oh yes, Gerald Robotnik. He was so desperate to find a cure for his beloved granddaughter's illness. He believed creating an immortal ultimate life form would help him further find a cure for her ailment. After his first experiment gone wrong, he believed that my blood was the key to his success. But instead, he created my ultimate weapon. Now, kneel before me, Shadow the Hedgehog. No, I will not be your puppet, Black Doom. You already are, Shadow. Why else would you bring me the last thing I need?
As if on cue, Omega ran into the room, guns blazing, firing upon Black Doom. But Black Doom, who had already absorbed the power of 6 Chaos Emeralds, didn't even seem fazed by the bullets.
The 7th Chaos Emerald. I see my subliminal mind control has been affecting you, Shadow. Why else would you bring the last thing I need right to my doorstep?
In an instant, Black Doom teleported right in front of Omega and ripped the Chaos Emerald out of his chassis, leaving Omega a cold, empty machine.
Finally, the day of reckoning has arrived. With all 7 Chaos Emeralds, the ritual can begin.
Reckon this! Rouge emerged from out of the shadows, throwing a dozen heart-shaped bombs at Black Doom. Each explosive doing absolutely nothing to the alien overlord.
Pathetic weakling. You insult me with your presence.
Definitely the first time I've heard someone tell me that. Anyway, you might want to look behind you. As Black Doom turned around, Shadow suddenly tackled him. Shadow had removed his inhibitors, so his blows were actually somewhat harming the all-powerful alien overlord, even with all 7 Chaos Emeralds. Black Doom quickly recovered, though.
Fine, Shadow. If you wish to stand alongside these weaklings, then you can die with them.
In an instant, Black Doom disappeared. He had absorbed the negative power of the Chaos Emeralds and had begun the final ritual. Tendrils stuck out of the black comet, crushing into the Earth's surface. And above all of it, Black Doom, now taking on his final form as Devil Doom, emerged.
This world will now become the Dark Empire.
Meanwhile, Shadow and Rouge were trying to get Omega back online. If they had any hope of stopping Devil Doom at this state, they would need all the firepower they could get. Come on, damn it! That Chaos Emerald was the only thing keeping him going. Is there anything we can do? Not unless you know a way to supercharge him. Suddenly, Shadow had a memory flash through his head. It was of him and Sonic, both in golden forms, harnessing the positive powers of the Chaos Emeralds to battle a hideous monster.
Rouge, I got an idea. Get the Chaos Emeralds, quick.
What do you mean? Those things are basically shot. There's no way any of them could possibly bring Omega back.
Maybe alone they can't.
Rouge suddenly gave Shadow a knowing nod and quickly rounded up the Chaos Emeralds. In seconds, all 7 Chaos Emeralds were presented around the trio. The emeralds began to glow and circle around Team Dark. Shadow felt his powers grow stronger than they had been in a long time. Rouge's fur began to turn a shade of yellow, and Omega's systems began to come back online. The trio flew into the air within Devil Doom's eyesight.
Pathetic, Shadow. Why would you stand with these mortals? Because there's no one I'd rather stand with.
With that, Team Super Dark attacked Devil Doom from all sides. Omega fired laser cannons out of his wrists. His blasts were even more powerful than usual, as they were being augmented by the power of 7 Chaos Emeralds. Meanwhile, Rouge flew up behind Black Doom, and as her wings flapped, green orb-like explosives made of pure chaos energy attached to Devil Doom's back, each of them doing immense damage to the giant alien. And Shadow systematically used Chaos Spear, Chaos Control, and Chaos Blast to do the most amount of damage he possibly could to his alien father. Devil Doom tried to protect himself, but there was nothing he could do. They were simply too fast and too powerful for him. Finally, the trio paired up, using one last team blast. Shadow stopped time. Rouge and Shadow quickly flew around Devil Doom, doing immense damage, as Omega charged up his final laser blast. The moment Chaos Control ended, he released all of his energy. After the attack, nothing was left of Devil Doom or his Black Comet but ash. As the trio's super forms concluded and the world rejoiced with the destruction of the Black Arms, the three began to talk.
Thank you for your help, Omega.
I am always satisfied to obliterate an opponent. Then Shadow turned to Rouge.
Thank you for your help.
The hedgehog presented both his arms. I'll come quietly now. Rouge gave him a look, and then pulled something from behind her back. It was a radio. GUN, this is Agent Rouge the Bat. Suspect has escaped custody. I repeat, I've lost Shadow the Hedgehog. She quickly turned off the transmitter. So, what you plan doing with the Empire? Do you require my assistance tearing them to pieces? No, I think there's still some good that can be done with the Eggman Empire. Rouge chimed in. Well then, try and stay out of trouble, handsome. I could say the same to you. Rouge gave a knowing smirk before flying off, likely to cause her own brand of trouble. Shadow turned to Omega. So, the offer still stands. Would you be interested in joining the Eggman Empire? Like I've said before, the Eggman Empire holds nothing for me. Omega turns down, picking up a small flower found on the ground. Besides, I believe I've found something in my self-indulged exile. I believe you meatbags call it peace. I recommend you find your own peace as well, Shadow the Hedgehog. See you around, Omega. With that, Shadow used Chaos Control to warp out of the area. Miles above the Earth's surface stood the Space Colony Ark, where Shadow reappeared. On one of the laptops stood a picture of Gerald and Maria. Shadow picked it up and looked out the window. He looked down at the Earth, the planet Maria loved so much. The planet he had just saved. The planet he called home. At long last, Shadow had discovered the truth and accepted his past. Goodbye forever, Shadow the Hedgehog. As he was about to warp away from the space colony one last time, he heard a creak come from down the hallway. Shadow stood in the defensive before seeing an orange android staring back at him. The machine stood silent before a third eye rose on its forehead as it said the words, "Show me power, or I will not obey."